Yo, what's going on everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video, and I hope you guys liked that Q&A that I did yesterday. It took a very long time to go through and make. It was awesome though, definitely one of my longest videos. I think it was about 18 minutes, so kind of cool to see your guys' comments on there and support the video and say that you guys watched it all the way through and loved all the questions, the answers. So we might be doing some longer content coming soon, but I've just been super busy with everything and will be for about another week or two. But I got some big things coming, especially with this channel, which I'll inform you guys on hopefully later this week. There might be something cool dropped, but I don't want to say a date, but coming up soon, so definitely just stay tuned. And I'm definitely gonna plug, because why not? So if you haven't joined the family yet, be sure to hit that nice looking subscribe button down below and drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. But today we're gonna be talking about how to get your first sale and many more sales after that. Look, everything is momentum in business, in life, whatever. If you're trying to, we're gonna focus on Shopify specifically here. If you can make a sale, once you make that first sale, you will get, like, if you've never made a sale online, done anything, and you start Shopify and make a sale, you're gonna be so motivated, even if it's like $5. So that little spark is gonna kickstart all the momentum. Then you want more, you get hungry, you get addicted to the results, and that's a good thing. So once you make one, then you make two, then you start making one or two a day, then 3 a day, 5 a day, 10, 20, just snowballs from there. I'm gonna try and give you guys some really practical advice and break down how I would go about getting my first sale, how I have gotten my first sale for a lot of my stores, and how I do it immediately. I had one store where once I got the domain fully hooked up, which was like the last step that I did, I immediately did something, got a sale within the first hour, and then in the coming hours got many more sales after that. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm doing that. We've definitely got some cool content, but let's jump into this video. Whoa, switch locations on you ass, you didn't even know what happened. No, my room is getting a little hot, so we're coming up here in the kitchen, and I guess my laptop decides to not work. Anywho, this thing's done. I guess I'm gonna have to go get a new laptop. That sucks. It keeps like shutting down and restarting on its own. So either way, there's definitely a couple things I would recommend to start getting your first sale. So assuming you already have your site fully set up, everything's good, domain, email stuff linked, all the apps, plugins, everything. The thing you should do to immediately, like I'm talking immediately, like start getting sales that first day, not like messing with Facebook campaigns, having to wait a few days. Like I'm talking immediate results, like start getting a sale within a few hours. Do an Instagram influencer shout out. Now, if you guys watch this channel on a consistent basis, you know that I always preach that. Start with Instagram influencer shoutouts and use that to go into Facebook ads on the back end. But so if you can start with Instagram influencer shoutouts, get a couple up, do one the first day, have like 2 lined up for the next day. I always try and have influencers lined up before I'm even done making the store, so that I know I have an audience to market to right away. Because my goal inside that first month, and you guys can set whatever target you want. I don't care if you want to make $100 or $100,000. In my first month, my goal is to get past at least 50 to 100 sales with the new store. And I've only done a couple stores, but that's what I always set it at, because that's enough data for me at least to start testing a lookalike audience on Facebook. But so staying more on topic here on just how to get the first sale. Do a good Instagram influencer shout out. We have videos on the channel on how to pick pages, how to make the post, how to structure all of that. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have some really cool stuff coming for you guys, hopefully in the next week or maybe less. So stay tuned to the channel for that. But if I could get my laptop to turn on so I can see all the notes and stuff I have to talk about, this thing doesn't work. Hey, bless up, we got it back and working. But like I just mentioned, how I actually reach out to them before my site's even fully done and live, one thing I love to do is fully schedule a lot of influencer posts in advance. Now there's 2 main reasons I do this. First of all, I don't want to keep dealing with these people, talking back and forth with them every single day. That's a pain in the ass, gets really annoying, and a lot of them just piss me off. And number 2, which is also a big reason, especially if you have a limited budget, which I don't, but it always helps, having cheaper shoutouts. If you're buying multiple up front, you can usually get a bulk discount. You definitely can, 10, 20, even 30% off. It really just depends on how far you're scheduling them out for, how many you're buying, all these different things, but it's great to spend like a few hours and just line everything up for the whole week. It's always nice to do that and get that done, because then your hands off, like I said, and you can do a lot of other things, focus on other businesses, Facebook ads, learning another skill. Now, when talking about this, there's typically 2 follow-up questions that I get from people who, want to know more about this, they inquire, they want to do this, but they just don't know how. First one I get is, oh, that's great, Hayden, but how do I actually find the pages to do this on? You do the research. I've made a video, it actually did really well. I think over 5,000 views on how to pick influencer pages. You can go back on the channel and look at that, but to break it down for you, all you have to do, all the research you need to do is on Instagram itself. You can go search up hashtags, find, you can always find big pages in your niche. I don't care if you're doing cats, I'm looking at salads, so something to do with food. There's always big pages in your industry, and you can look through their comment section, but more specifically, click that little drop down arrow up on their account that shows a ton of other suggested pages, because now you're getting a lot in the same industry, different audiences, different sizes. You can DM all of them. A lot are not going to reply, that's just how it goes, but some will. So you reach out to a lot of people, get in touch with them, and start getting it going. But as for specifics, it's very important how you pick the page. You don't just pick a page because they're in your niche. You got to make sure they have good engagement. I always say 1% or above. You can use the website Flanks for that. make sure their comments are all organic, as in not from engagement groups, they're actually real people. So I go through and look at their comments, and if it's from a lot of similar, influencer type pages that have, tens of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands, whatever, then that's a factor I'm gonna take into consideration as a negative point, because that means that's all their friends. They're in a big group and like they all comment and like each other's posts right when they go live. And that's gonna help boost it up. So it's kind of, I'm not gonna say fake because it is real people, but it's like you're propping it up. So their post might do really well, but the post that you do, promoting a product is definitely not gonna do anywhere near as well as theirs appear to do. Second big question I get is how much should I be paying these people? I always try and stick between like the $10 and $40 budget range. Very rarely do I go above 60. It really just depends. If I'm already making sales, I have good traction, a niche is showing a lot of promise, all these pages are working, then I'm willing to spend more on a bigger page just because the odds of me getting a big result on the back end are there. But start small, I like to target pages with over 50,000 followers, ideally about 100 to 300,000. And for that range, if you're doing a regular post, link in bio and story post, which I always do a story post with a swipe up if they have that feature, I'll usually pay anywhere between like 20 to 40 bucks. And if you're working with an influencer for the very first time, which is likely going to be the case with a lot of you watching, you can actually negotiate and get a lot cheaper pricing. You just act like you know what you're doing, even if you don't. Just be like, yeah, it's just another one of our stores. We're building another list of influencers that we want to work with long term. Pick some numbers, just sound super confident. Yeah, we need another list of 7 to 12 influencers that we're trying to work with over the next 12 months on a contract. Just say some crazy shit that makes them go, oh damn, this guy knows what he's talking about. So they'll usually give you a discount because they want that long-term business, because a lot of the time these people aren't necessarily getting consistent shout outs, and the goal with a lot of their pages are to make money. I used to run a ton of influencer pages and that was my only goal. And I had people who would buy stuff in bulk, like 10 or 15 shout outs for the entire month in advance, and you give them a big discount because of that. So that's usually smart. But if someone definitely wants to keep paying me over and over, or I think they're going to, I'll give them a discount on the front end, and other influencers will do the same thing to you. So it's all just about how you position it, how you're saying things, the value you bring, and a lot of different factors that we could go way more in depth on if you guys want me to. But just start creating momentum as fast as possible. Like I always stress, don't spend a lot of time setting up your store. You don't need the prettiest thing. You don't need 1,000 products. That would actually be just absolutely insane. I don't even think, no, Walmart definitely has over 1,000 online, but yeah, don't spend a lot of time on that. I always say like 3 to 4 days, set up your store, get everything live, and immediately do influencer shout outs, start getting some traction and momentum there. And then you just continue to scale. More shout outs, more sales, more pixel data, and eventually use Facebook. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have not gotten your first sale yet, I hope that this helps you do that. Drop a like on the video if this gave you any sort of value at all in absolutely any way. I really appreciate the support on every single video. You guys are insane, and I really appreciate that. That's why I keep doing these every single day. It's super awesome to see. So with that being said, I'm gonna see you tomorrow in another video. Peace.